All right, Elvis fans, welcome back to Rare Elvis Photos. I hope you're enjoying your day or evening. I wanted to kind of just do a little wrap-up video on the comments from today. I know I only got a couple different books read. I read a little bit of From Here to the Great Unknown, and I read some Elvis and Kathy. Didn't get a chance to read Are You Lonesome Tonight, but I will do that tomorrow. And I will get a few other books read as well, and perhaps some more Elvis and Kathy. Sharon says, I can't wait to hear the whole book about the Are You Lonesome Tonight. On the video From Here to the Great Unknown, Cynthia says, it is not a comment that I think Lisa would make about her father. She loved him too much, and that's an adult comment that sends a negative vibe. Sounds more like Riley to me. She does not seem to have a great respect for her grandfather and blames him a lot for her mother's problems. Sad story for sure. That's the one problem that I do have with this book, is that it's not transcribed exactly from Lisa's words. Now, she did say whenever possible that she could, she did that. But admittedly, there is some language. There's some language and interpretations that do take place. Seacat says, prior to his death, many people commented on how sick he was, to the extent that he wouldn't be around much longer. My guesses as to why no one did anything was, number one, he refused, and that's very true. Number two, they could no longer tell the difference between his behavior after taking too many medications and a serious urgent medical condition. He told Red in the tape conversation that he had been checked out, was healthy, and his colon problem had corrected itself. I don't know about that. Obviously not. If his colon was bad, or his liver, or his heart, or all three, it was painful and slow. I always thought his organs were probably shutting down. So, Red's conversation, I believe, was late in 1976. Now, as we know, your colon can go back to normal size, and then it can increase and all that stuff. I mean, it depends on the workings of your inner system there. And I think that he was given an okay. Another devil in disguise picture with Presley and Sinatra. So I think that maybe it also could have been pride too, you know. Marty 79 Party says that Agent Elvis was total garbage. It really was. I mean, how dumb can you have a show be? And that's Priscilla again. That's the executive producer of it. Hey Sharon, I wish she was right, but I got a feeling that woman's got more guts than Carter's got peanuts. Trust me, I got a feeling she'd be out there if a plane was to crash. She'd be out there just to get her face on the front page. Yeah, I don't think she's going away. From Here to the Great Unknown, Jermaine Perry said, this is heartbreaking. And really it is. Child Bride Eyewitnesses to Priscilla's Scandalous Acts. Catherine Graham, 4561, says she's definitely not a Presley. He took the name away from her in his will. She was never allowed to use the name Presley again. She's never allowed to be buried at Graceland. Now, if Riley allows that, then she's going against his will, and Lisa Marie's, that's no way to treat your mother. So I know that according to the lawsuit, that if it is allowable, I think, and if there's space, I think that's when it says that she can. As of now, as far as I know, and unless y'all have any other information, it's still zoned for just six people, you know, and that's what's there, 6. Sharon says, I can emphasize with Elvis, I live in pain every day. I'm sorry to hear that, Sharon. Almost every day, but thank God I discovered Kratom, and it helps without the addiction of opioids. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you so much for reading this. I love Lisa's book, and she speaks truth no matter what Prissy says. I love the pictures of Lisa Marie. She was so happy there. Yeah, they're great pictures of Lisa. Just very happy. And of course, it changed when Elvis died. Phil McCracken says, I will always love Elvis Aaron Presley. What a good person he was. That's on the video of Without Him, the song. Phil, I appreciate that. I know all of us Elvis fans agree with you. Sharon says, I found on eBay. I'm going to get it. The Elvis and Desiree book. Well, good deal. I'm sure you're going to enjoy reading it. And maybe we finish reading it before you get it, and then you read it again and maybe read over certain sections to look at details. Elvis has another daughter, but says, Lisa, verifiable truth. Join myself and the author, Derry Matera. Sunset Forever said, I enjoyed the interview, and my intuition tells me this, that it could be true. Elvis loved women, and he was a man of mystery. No one forgets their first love, so it makes sense that he would call her periodically. She must have been a strong woman to have kept that secret of a child from him all of those years. And I don't remember, myself, where the story goes completely. So I'm looking forward to reading it, too, because I read it when I was young, but I haven't read it. It's been a long time. Chantel says, oh my goodness, the lies and deceit. The truth always comes out in the end. I wonder what our hero Elvis thought of these revelations. I've often thought her story was too innocent and nice. Love your reading. Hey, appreciate you. Thanks. That's very kind of you. Love reading to you. All right, so I'm going to play some music while the rest of these comments roll through. I will be back tomorrow. I promise you to read some more. And I've got to do some other videos too coming up. I've just been so busy. Some great photos of Elvis that maybe you haven't seen in a while or maybe never. And this is a great comment too. I'll leave you with that. Susan's 7376. And stay tuned. Once again, stay on this video because your comment very well could be featured. And that's my goal, is to try to feature as many comments as I can on a daily basis so you have a voice in the world of Elvis. TCB TLC, love you very much. This is Rare Elvis Photos.
Lisa was the sweetest girl. Her daddy loved her so. Prissy took her to L.A., replaced Elvis with Mike Stone. Then she ran out of cash and sued the king of rock and roll. Made him sell his royalties and play show after show. She put Elvis in an early grave, then laughed upstairs at Graceland. At least that's what a witness said, when Prissy should have saved him. Instead she drank poor Elvis and took Lisa Marie away. Elvis fans, they don't forgive her to this very day. Prissy B should lose the Presley name. Now that Lisa's gone, she left us with her book, telling us all that Prissy B and Michael Edwards took. Took her joy and took her dreams, took her innocence away. And Prissy has the nerve to still get up on stage. She put Elvis in an early grave, then laughed upstairs at Graceland. At least that's what a witness said, when Prissy should have saved him. Instead she drank poor Elvis and took Lisa Marie away. Elvis fans, they don't forgive her to this very day. Prissy B should lose the Presley name. Now that Lisa's gone, she left us with her book, telling us all that Prissy B and Michael Edwards took. Took her joy and took her dreams, took her innocence away. And Prissy has the nerve to still get up on stage. She put Elvis in an early grave, then laughed upstairs at Graceland. At least that's what a witness said, when Prissy should have saved him. Instead she drank poor Elvis and took Lisa Marie away. Elvis fans, they don't forgive her to this very day. Prissy B should lose the Presley name. Prissy B should lose the Presley name. King in his blue suede shoes stepped through the White House doors. The country was going down the tubes, Elvis couldn't be ignored. Nixon at his desk all stern, wondering what the king might say. He didn't like the Memphis Flash until meeting him that day. The king and the president, rock and roll and politics. Let's make a change, let's take a stand. Nixon then shook his head. Nobody saw those two a mixing. and Nixon. Elvis said with a serious look, I'm here to help with the youth. Let the real revolution begin. The badge was all it took. The king and the president, rock and roll and politics. Let's make a change, let's take a stand. Nixon then shook his hand. Nobody saw those two mixing. Elvis and Nixon. He handed Nixon a 45. He brought him as a gift. The president knew this was a day he never would forget. The king and the president, rock and roll and politics. Let's make a change, let's take a stand. Nixon then shook his hand. Nobody saw those two mixing. Elvis and Nixon. The president, rock and roll and politics. Let's make a change, let's take a stand. Nixon then shook his hand. Nobody saw those two mixing. Elvis and Nixon. He handed Nixon a 45. He brought him as a gift. The president knew this was a day he never would forget. The king and the president, rock and roll and politics. Let's make a change, let's take a stand. Nixon then shook his hand. Nobody saw those two mixing. Elvis and Nixon. I'm in a blue suede dream tonight, and feel the rhythm come alive. My heart beats to every Elvis song. On my turntable I turn on. Hound dog echoes in my veins. Jailhouse rocking through the years. We're all the part of him that remains as we wipe away our tears. We say thank you to the mailman. Say our grace and our amens. Live our life in God we trust. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. Feel the tremor in the night. Guitar strings start to hum. And the stars up there so big and bright as Elvis starts to strum. We say thank you to the mailman. Say our grace and our amens. Live our life in God we trust. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. First a blue moon in the sky. Can't help falling but don't wonder why. Elvis' spirit never dies in our soul. For all our lives we say thank you to the mailman. Say our grace and our amens. Live our life in God we trust. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. walked on stage with a smile, made our dreams come true for a while. Guitar in hand, moving wild, every scream made him feel alive. Shook his hips, people would sigh. If I can dream, he'd touch the sky. Jailhouse rocking all night long, to the rhythm of a rock and roll song. Elvis gave his life for his fans, sang his heart out right till the end. Every note he gave a piece of his soul, because rock and roll made him whole. Here's where music ended and began. Elvis gave his life for his fans. Long nights on the road, legends told, stories unfold. From Graceland to the crowd, he played every song loud and proud. Elvis gave his life for his fans, sang his heart out right till the end. Every note he gave a piece of his soul, because rock and roll made him whole. Here's where music ended and began. Elvis gave his life for his fans. He shined like the brightest star. Love for that music took him far. Echoes of his voice still live on in every one of his songs. Elvis gave his life for his fans, sang his heart out right till the end. Every note he gave a piece of his soul, because rock and roll made him whole. Here's where music ended and began. Elvis gave his life for his fans. Here's where all music ended and began. Elvis gave his life for his fans. He was born in a shack in Tupelo, a healthy boy, but he lost his baby bro. He grew up poor, the dirt poor life. The only thing he had was a guitar and a bike. That was Elvis, born in 35, that was Elvis. The coolest cat alive, from don't be cruel to all shook up, suspicious minds to burn in love. That was Elvis. In the summer of '77, Priscilla broke his heart and sent him back to heaven. He sang his songs for all to hear. American Trilogy still brings a tear. That was Elvis, born at 35, that was Elvis. The coolest cat alive, from don't be cruel to all shook up, suspicious minds to burn in love. That was Elvis. A gift in Lisa Marie, but now she's singing with Elvis in heaven's jubilee. That was Elvis, born in 35, that was Elvis. The coolest cat alive, from don't be cruel to all shook up, suspicious minds to burn in love. That was Elvis, from that's alright to all shook up, suspicious minds to burn in love. That was Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. That was Elvis, Elvis. That was Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. Heaven has a special place for angels just like them, those that gave their everything and sang those precious hymns, like where no one stands alone, and how great thou art. Sure, they were less than perfect, but that they shared a giving heart. From here to the great unknown, they found a way into our hearts and homes. Elvis and his sweet Lisa Marie won't be forgotten for all of history. They have gone where no one stands alone, from here to the great unknown. One was born in 1935, as poor could be. The other born in 68 to music royalty. From here to the great unknown, they found a way into our hearts and homes. Elvis and his sweet Lisa Marie won't be forgotten for all of history. They have gone where no one stands alone, from here to the great unknown. One was born in 1935, as poor could be. The other born in 68 to music royalty. From here to the great unknown, they found a way into our hearts and homes. Elvis and his sweet Lisa Marie.
Thanks for joining me. Let me know if your comment was featured or not, and if you made it all the way to the end. TCB TLC.